April 14th, 2002, Sunday. It's been a good day, I have to admit. I got to work on time and threaded my shows easily and before they had to start. All 18 shows started between 1 p.m. and 2:30 p.m., and in between starting shows, I broke down the prints I had built up of Death to Smoochie and All About the Benjamins. I've done a lot of work today and still had time to stand around and do jack shit. I had a funny and cool, and fucking long, dream this morning. I'd write about it in fleeting glimpse, but I don't remember enough of it. I just know that I was back in high school in Miss H's class. I kept fucking around and cracking jokes and just plain talking shit, and it was hilarious. I get off from work hopefully in about an hour, depending on what time Anthony rolls in. Will should be back in town, and we talked about hanging out at his house tonight because his parents are staying in Phoenix until, I believe, Friday or so. I need to work on Halsey Pity first. It will be so great to get it done and have it so others could read it and give me notes, but still it feels like I'm not ready to finish it. There's still over half the movie to do, and all of the important stuff, no less. I only have 4 more movies to start, and then I'll dive back into War and Peace, at least until 6 p.m. I may start threading stuff again so Anthony can get it going early so I can leave. I desperately need to go home and jump in the shower, and if I'm not home by 7:45 p.m., my dad will be in bed and will get pissed if I run the water. Anyway, I'll be back later. 12:05 a.m., Monday. I left work at 6 p.m. and got home, showered, and went to Will's. We both then went over to Kirk's for most of the night. Kirk rented State of Emergency for PS2, and fuck me, that game is violent. I came home at 11 p.m. to watch Home Movies and Aqua Teen Hunger Force on Cartoon Network's Adult Swim. However, I don't think Aqua Teen Hunger Force is on, unless I dozed off during it, which is possible. I'm finishing watching Cyborg. I didn't watch much last night after watching The Apostle. I, in all honesty, would love to remake Cyborg, except with good acting and great visual effects. It's such an eerily cool movie. I will admit that this one is horribly cheesy. I've not seen it in years, and I noticed it was on TV the other day. Plus, Eric and I are always talking about how cool it is. The score is fucking horrid. It's worse than the score for Skeeter. I'm noticing a lot of religious symbolism in Cyborg, whether or not intentional, and mainly just the use of the cross. Fender, in flashbacks, has a silver cross earring worn so it is upside down. During the aftermath of the fight in the abandoned plant, 2 bodies lie dead, and the blood from on the bodies is pooled in an upside-down cross pattern using the seams of the floor, and the most blatant being that the Van Damme character is crucified. It's not a use of the cross, but earlier on in the film there's a road sign that crosses, so I guess it is a use of it, but the road sign has 3 arrows. Charlestown, this way, Wasteland, that way, and Temptation with an arrow up, or forward, rather. That could be thought of as religious. And also think about the fact that Van Damme's character crosses a desert wasteland and the world's population has been almost obliterated by a plague. And the last line of the movie is, quote, "It's strange, but I feel he's the real cure for this world," end quote. A man whom fights to protect the weak and is fueled by love. Interesting. Lance, I may have mentioned, has to write a critical essay on a film and its usage of religious imagery. I just called him and told him to do Cyborg. Now what shall I watch? End quote. Will you never rest fighting the battle of who could care less? Ben Folds 5, song, Battle of Who Could Care Less.